Come on, I'm telling you, I think this kid was losing. This is my assumption of the whole situation. I think this kid was struggling to make the weight class, and I feel like he may have tried last minute to make the weight, and he probably kind of had weight problems, and I think that was really the issue. But instead of saying that, you know, they like to come up with all types of crazy stuff every day. So
yeah.
The fight between Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Schofield has been canceled, as Schofield has been declared unfit for boxing just a couple of days before the fight. British boxing promoter Eddie Hearn reacted to Floyd Schofield pulling out of the fight against Shakur Stevenson, expressing confusion over the claims made by Schofield and his team. Hearn stated that he had no idea what they were talking about, pointing out the bizarre nature of their accusations. He mentioned that at first they alleged Shakur had poisoned Schofield, and then they claimed someone broke into his house and tore out a page from his passport, preventing him from attending the press conference.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I mean, I've had no idea what he's been talking about the whole time. I mean, firstly he said Shakur poisoned him. Then he said, I mean, even before that, you know, with the press conference, he said that someone broke into his house and ripped out the passport page of his passport so he couldn't go to the press conference.
In addition, Hearn stated that Shakur had already told him that Schofield would not be stepping into the ring with him. When Schofield arrived in Saudi Arabia, Hearn reassured Shakur that Floyd would not miss the fight since he was there. However, Shakur remained adamant that Schofield still would not fight. Hearn went on to explain that when he arrived the previous day, he was met with the news that Schofield had been hospitalized. He emphasized that the British Boxing Board of Control would never allow a fighter who had spent the night in the hospital to compete.
And when he landed in Saudi, I text Shakur and I went, told you, like, he's here. He went, he won't fight me. I'm like, mate. So part of me wanted to actually get someone standing by, which we didn't. And when I arrived yesterday, I was greeted with the news that Floyd Schofield had been submitted to or checked himself into hospital. I saw these pictures from his dad where he's like sprawled out with wires all over him. And obviously, the British Boxing Board of Control, when someone's overnight in hospital with wires all over them, they're never going to let you fight in a million years.
However, Hearn pointed out that apparently Schofield is now absolutely fine and ready to make weight. However, he expressed confusion over why he is being accused of lying by Schofield Sr. Hearn clarified that he personally contacted the British Boxing Board of Control to ask whether they would allow Schofield to continue, and they firmly responded that Floyd would not be permitted to fight.
Apparently now he says he's absolutely fine, he's ready to make weight. But I don't know what I'm lying about. I mean, all I did was speak to the board and say, are you going to let him fight? And they went, absolutely not. That's it. So at that point, he's out. Bye. Now I have to go to His Excellency's house, which I did at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I said, we've got 3 options. These are the fighters.
Robert Smith, the General Secretary of the British Boxing Board of Control, stated that they will be investigating the circumstances surrounding Floyd Schofield's health deterioration and his subsequent inability to compete. He emphasized that at this moment he does not have a clear understanding of the situation and cannot rely on social media for accurate details, but for now Floyd will not be taking part in the bout.
We need to find out exactly what he's talking about. You know, social media is a wonderful thing, but it can be abused. We don't know exactly what the situation is. And when we do, we'll make a decision on where we go from there. At the moment, my priority is to see if we can find an opponent for Stevenson and take it from there. But as I say, unfortunately, Floyd is not boxing.
Journalist Spencer Oliver stated that he spoke with Floyd Schofield on Monday, and he appeared fine and ready for the fight, recognizing it as a great opportunity. Oliver also highlighted Floyd's humble beginnings, mentioning that he was homeless with his father at just 2 years old and had to beg on the streets. Now, with life-changing money on the line, Oliver found it surprising that things had taken such a drastic turn. He added that he saw Floyd just a couple of days ago, and he still looked fine, but now there are swirling rumors and a massive turnaround in the situation.
It absolutely is. You know, I interviewed Floyd Schofield actually on Monday. He was in fine form. He looked great and he was up for this fight. It was a great opportunity for him. He's got an incredible story. He was homeless with his father when he's only 2 years of age, begging on the streets, and he's found himself here with life-changing money on the line for him. So like, it was a job that he was really looking forward to. Saw him again yesterday, 5 p.m. Again, he was looking great and really up for this. And then there's been this massive turnaround. You know, there's rumours circulating everywhere.
What's the Saudi
you know,
reaction,
what's happened?
Spence?
His father.
Spencer stated that Floyd Schofield allegedly went for a massage and was poisoned by a cream that was applied to him, an accusation made by his father, Schofield Sr. However, Spencer emphasized that until an official investigation is conducted, he cannot confirm what truly happened to Floyd. He also noted that Schofield Sr. recently posted a video of Floyd just a few hours ago, hospitalized and wired all over.
What his father was saying was that he went for a massage and he thinks that he's been poisoned through some cream that was massaged on him, but this is coming from his father's mouth. But until we find out exactly what it is, we don't know. We saw his father actually posting Floyd, in a hospital bed actually, only a few hours ago, which was a total surprise because, like I say, when I saw him yesterday, he was in fine form, he looked great, and he looked totally up for it. So this is a real curveball which has happened here. We don't know the ins and outs of it, so we can't really comment on it.
Moreover, Eddie Hearn revealed that he went to Turki Alalshik's house and presented 3 options for a replacement opponent. After discussions, they finalized Josh Padley as the new opponent. Hearn added that Padley and his team underwent a check weigh-in, confirming that he is set to step into the ring.
Now I have to go to His Excellency's house, which I did at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I said, we've got 3 options. These are the fighters. This is this guy, this is this guy, this is this guy. He said, tell me about him. I said, well, this guy beat Mark Chamberlain at Riyadh season at Wembley, your favourite fighter. And he went, where's he ranked? He said, number 12, he's 15-0, he's a Brit, he's ready. He went, let's have him. And that was it. And Steffi Ball and the team got Padley ready. They did their check weight this morning with the British Boxing Board of Control, which is a necessity in this championship fight.
Boxing analyst Ade Oladipo stated that before this situation, only hardcore boxing fans were familiar with Josh Padley. He highlighted that Josh had been working full-time, and this fight was a life-changing opportunity for him. And perhaps after this, he would not have to go back to his regular 9-to-5 job.
Like, who knew Josh Padley outside of the hardcore boxing fans 8 months ago? He then was on the undercard of AJ Dubois, caused an upset, beating Mark Chamberlain, and now he's on his way to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to fight a pound-for-pound star, the current WBC lightweight champion, and he's about to make some money, some good money as well. This is a guy that has a full-time job. Like, when he doesn't box, he works full-time. Not anymore, maybe.
Moreover, Oladipo stated that Josh Padley is not a bad replacement for Floyd Schofield, but questioned what weight the fight would now take place at. He speculated that Padley likely walks around at 150 or 160 pounds and expressed doubt that he could healthily cut down to 135 in just 3 days, saying there is no way that would be possible.
I don't think Josh is a bad replacement. I do wonder what weight this fight's going to be at. Like, surely Josh Padley's not going to try and make 135. Surely this is some sort of catch weight at 144 or something. Like, there's no way Josh Padley walks around close to a lightweight and can then trim off. I don't even know what he would. Like, Josh Padley probably walks around at about 150 something, maybe even 160. There's no way he's getting down to 135 in 3 days, healthily. No way.
World champion Shakur Stevenson shared his thoughts on the situation, stating that his assumption is that Floyd Schofield was struggling to make weight and made a last-minute effort to cut down. According to Shakur, weight issues were likely the real problem, but instead of acknowledging that, Schofield's team came up with all sorts of wild explanations.
Come on, I'm telling you, I think this kid was losing. This is my assumption of the whole situation. I think this kid was struggling to make the weight class, and I feel like he may have tried last minute to make the weight, and he probably kind of had weight problems, and I think that was really the issue. But instead of saying that, they like to come up with all types of crazy stuff every day. So
yeah.
In addition, Ade Oladipo addressed the conspiracy theories surrounding Floyd Schofield's withdrawal, stating that the one theory that needs to be shut down immediately is the claim that Schofield ducked Shakur Stevenson. He questioned why fans would even suggest such a thing, emphasizing that Floyd had begged for this matchup and would not suddenly back out at the last moment. Oladipo pointed out that Schofield had been calling out Shakur for months, and it made no sense for him to duck the chance to become a world champion and make life-changing money.
Do you think Floyd Schofield, who asked and begged and fought for this fight, is somehow on the 11th hour gonna the opportunity to become a world champion, the opportunity to make 7 figures? I'm hearing he's making upwards of $1 million. He's going to do that because what? Because he's somehow scared of Shakur Stevenson, the guy he's been calling out for several months. Let's get rid of that crap straight away.
However, Ade Oladipo shared his own theory on Floyd Schofield's withdrawal, beginning by noting that when he met Schofield, he was struck by how massive he looked. Sharing somewhat similar points presented by Shakur, Ade Oladipo emphasized that cutting weight in just 3 to 4 days would be extremely challenging, and when Schofield was required to make the check weight with the British Boxing Board of Control, BBOC, he and his team may have attempted to shed the weight in an unhealthy manner, which ultimately led to his hospitalization.
I'm not quite sure, but the British Boxing Board of Control have check weights to make sure that all the fighters are making weight safely. Now, if surely Floyd Schofield Jr. would have known this in his team, but if they didn't, and then they were told, okay, you've got to make a check weight, and they've tried to then make weight, like tried to quickly remove some weight, that could be the reason he was hospitalized. That's my theory with it. Because again, when I saw him, I was very surprised by how big he was.
Shakur Stevenson stated that he had already predicted Floyd Schofield would not end up fighting him. He explained that when he saw Floyd, he saw a lost kid without real guidance. Shakur added that he did not believe anyone would actually put Floyd in the ring with him, wearing 8-ounce gloves for a fight of this magnitude.
Honestly, it was a up and down feeling, because it was like, truthfully, I kind of already predicted that he wasn't gonna fight me. When I seen that kid fight week, I'm like, he's a lost little kid. He don't know no better. He don't got no real guidance. His dad trying to guide him, but he ain't got no real guidance. So, honestly, I didn't think it was no way that anybody would put that little kid in 8-ounce gloves in the ring with me. I didn't see that happen.
Yeah.
Stevenson dismissed the various explanations surrounding Floyd Schofield's withdrawal, calling them clown stuff. He stated that he avoids engaging in such narratives because it feels like getting involved in a circus. Shakur also pointed out that none of his previous opponents have ever made similar excuses.
It was a up and down feeling, because it was like, truthfully, I kind of already predicted that he wasn't gonna fight me. When I seen that kid fight week, I'm like, he's a lost little kid. He don't know no better. He don't got no real guidance. His dad trying to guide him, but he ain't got no real guidance. So, honestly, I didn't think it was no way that anybody would put that little kid in 8-ounce gloves in the ring with me. I didn't see that happen.
Shakur Stevenson reflected on a past incident involving his fight with Artem Harutyunyan, where financial disputes threatened to derail the bout. Stevenson revealed that Harutyunyan had an issue with his manager over payment, and he personally intervened to help resolve the situation, ensuring the fight went ahead as planned. In contrast, Stevenson dismissed the controversy surrounding Floyd Schofield's withdrawal, emphasizing that he refuses to engage in distractions. He also criticized Schofield, labeling him as new to the scene and accusing him of trolling.
I try not to get into the clown stuff. Like, I know it's clown business, so when you try to insert yourself in that, you kind of is going with the circus. So I'm trying to stay away from the circus. Truthfully, I know it's some clown stuff. None of my former opponents have ever said any of this stuff. They never complained about anything.
Meanwhile, Oladipo acknowledged that the biggest challenge with Josh Padley stepping in is the short 3-day notice. But an even bigger issue is that he will be facing Shakur Stevenson. However, Oladipo was quick to defend Padley's credentials, stating that he is no scrub and a solid replacement. He even pointed out that Padley has a more significant win on his record, defeating Mark Chamberlain.
How good Josh Padley is to beat Mark Chamberlain. Like, Mark Chamberlain was on a bit of a run, and Josh Padley beat him up. So he can fight. He's unbeaten. I think he's 15-0. He can fight. The only problem is he's taking this fight on 3 days' notice. The other bigger problem, he's fighting Shakur Stevenson. But what I'm trying to say is that he's no scrub. He's no scrub. So don't look at it as though Shakur's just going to come in and blow him out of the water. Shakur should beat him comfortably. But I think it's as good a replacement you're going to get on 3-4 days' notice.
Popular boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult shared his thoughts on Floyd Schofield's hospitalization, referencing the video posted by Schofield Sr. Showbiz acknowledged that the footage made Floyd's condition appear severe, even stating looked like he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. However, he also admitted that he felt the situation was theatrical. Showbiz speculated that fatigue played a major role, recalling his own experience traveling to Riyadh and struggling with time zone adjustments, which weakened his immune system. He suggested that Floyd may have faced similar exhaustion and assured fans that Schofield would be fine. Additionally, he noted that Floyd's father likely panicked due to natural parental instincts.
Floyd Schofield Jr. was just asleep. All right, and he was there tired. I know when I went out there, with the time difference and everything, I got tired, man, and my immune system was down, and I got sick myself. But I get it, as a parent, you're like, my baby, you know what I mean? So, of course, right?
Moreover, Showbiz the Adult shared his perspective on Josh Padley stepping in as a last-minute replacement against Shakur Stevenson. He stated that Padley has a legitimate chance in this fight, not just because of his own abilities, but also due to concerns surrounding Stevenson's hands. Showbiz hinted that Shakur's hand issues could play a factor in the matchup, potentially leveling the playing field for Padley, despite the short-notice nature of the fight.
What do I think about his chances against Shakur Stevenson? Strangely enough, I think he has a good chance against Shakur. And it's not because of just how good he is. It is Shakur Stevenson's hands. I am so concerned with the shape and the condition his hands are in.
I had my hand injury.
Showbiz the Adult pointed out a noticeable detail from the Grand Arrivals, observing that Shakur Stevenson struggled to even grip his hat due to his hand injury. He described the moment as an oxymoron, emphasizing the irony of a fighter preparing for a high-level bout while seemingly dealing with a physical limitation.
And he showed up on stage and he tried to pull his hat down. He couldn't even grip his scully. All right, like his hands wasn't snack enough to grip the snack scully. It was kind of like an oxymoron. Like whatever the snack is for, it definitely stops at his wrist and not making any improvements to the condition of his hands. And Josh Padley is going to be relentless.
In addition, Showbiz the Adult expressed confidence in Josh Padley's ability to bring relentless pressure against Shakur Stevenson. He highlighted Padley's durability, emphasizing his strong chin and tenacity inside the ring. Showbiz noted that Padley has built a reputation for causing upsets and disrupting opponents' momentum, raising the question of whether he could do it again on such short notice against a fighter of Stevenson's caliber.
He got a great chin, he's very durable, he has a lot of tenacity. He is, causing upsets and stopping the momentum of guys. Can he do it again? I know it's short notice for Josh Padley though, but it's also going to be short notice for Shakur Stevenson, but he's been training for a harder op, okay? Floyd Schofield Jr. would be considered a more difficult op than Josh Padley, but really, I listen, man.
Eddie Hearn expressed satisfaction with Josh Padley as the replacement opponent for Shakur Stevenson. He pointed out that Padley is a ranked British fighter coming off a solid victory, making him a deserving contender for this opportunity. However, Hearn also stressed that Stevenson needs to stay sharp and focused, as Padley will be coming in hungry to make a statement on short notice.
So I'm happy with the pick. A ranked fighter, Brit, coming off a good win, good, let him have the chance, but Shakur's got to be switched on.
MMA journalist Ariel Helwani stated that the main storyline of the fight was always centered around Shakur Stevenson. While Floyd Schofield's situation added some drama, Helwani emphasized that the real intrigue was in seeing Stevenson perform under the Riyadh season banner. He was particularly interested in witnessing any evolution in Shakur's style and approach in this high-profile setting.
And for Shakur, let's be honest, the story of this fight was Shakur. Schofield added some spice to it, but I don't care if he was fighting you. I wanted to see Shakur fight under the Riyadh umbrella, under the Matchroom umbrella, and see this new version of him.
MMA journalist Ariel Helwani stated that the main storyline of the fight was always centered around Shakur Stevenson. While Floyd Schofield's situation added some drama, Helwani emphasized that the real intrigue was in seeing Stevenson perform under the Riyadh season banner. He was particularly interested in witnessing any evolution in Shakur's style and approach in this high-profile setting.
And for Shakur, let's be honest, the story of this fight was Shakur. Schofield added some spice to it, but I don't care if he was fighting you. I wanted to see Shakur fight under the Riyadh umbrella, under the Matchroom umbrella, and see this new version of him.
Eddie Hearn made it clear that once he was informed Floyd Schofield was out of the fight, his focus immediately shifted to ensuring Shakur Stevenson still had an opponent. He stated that once Schofield was ruled out, it was no longer his problem, and he concentrated solely on Stevenson. Hearn emphasized that he would not allow Stevenson, who had trained for weeks and traveled to Saudi Arabia, to be left without a fight. That was not how they handled things, according to Hearn.
I'm told he's out of the fight. He's not my problem. He's not my fighter. He's not my problem. Just focused on Shakur Stevenson. And I wasn't going to let Shakur Stevenson down. I wasn't going to let one of the top pound for pound fighters in the world train for 10 or 12 weeks, fly out to Saudi and be told on Wednesday morning, sorry mate, you ain't fighting. It's not what we do. So we done a great job. The team done a great job. And let's look fantastic, $1 million on Saturday.
Not letting this matter slide away, Eddie Hearn has called for an apology from Schofield Sr. following accusations that he lied about the situation surrounding Floyd Schofield's withdrawal. Hearn stated that upon arriving in Saudi Arabia, he found out that Floyd Schofield was hospitalized, and the British Boxing Board of Control, BBBOC, had ruled him unfit to fight.
I've never met the guy. I've never had any dealings with them. I literally turned up in Saudi and he was in hospital. Like, I don't know what I'm going to put. I mean, and the board refused to let him fight. So I don't know what I was lying about or whatever. Everyone's seen what he's been tweeting. Yeah. It's bizarre. So yeah, an apology would be nice. Probably won't get one, but...
On the other hand, the renowned owner of Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya, expressed disappointment over Floyd Schofield's withdrawal, but emphasized that health comes first. De La Hoya stated that after seeing images of Schofield's condition, it was clear he did not look well. He acknowledged that the British Boxing Board of Control ultimately ruled Schofield unfit to compete, leaving no other option but to withdraw.
It's unfortunate that Schofield had to pull out. Doctor's orders. Look, I saw the pictures and he did not look well. Obviously, the commission, the British board didn't approve it for him to fight, and there's nothing we can do. So health is first, and that's all that matters.
Moreover, Oscar De La Hoya stated that he would be speaking with Floyd Schofield regarding the conspiracy theories surrounding his withdrawal, as he had not discussed the matter with them before. He emphasized that the allegations lacked any factual basis and that he needed to gather the facts himself, since he was unsure of what had actually happened. He also expressed gratitude to Turki Al-Sheikh for prioritizing Schofield's health and ensuring he received proper medical care at the hospital.
The allegations, look, there's no facts right now. There's no facts, so we must get the facts first and then see exactly what happened. I really don't know what happened. I got the call that he's in the hospital. I did get the call that Turkey and Salah were very genuinely concerned about him and facilitated the hospital and this and that. So yeah, thank you to Turkey and Salah for making sure that he's okay first.
In conclusion, the drama turned up the heat real quick, as now Floyd Schofield is out and Josh Padley is in for the title shot against Shakur Stevenson. What are your thoughts on this? We would love to hear from you. Comment down below and tell us how you see this playing out. Consider giving us a like and share with a fellow boxing fan. And if you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you do not miss a beat. And we will see you in the next video with more exciting updates.